Hello everyone and welcome back to the WWE 2K14 Universe. I am Jitch and you are watching Monday Night Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring. From Setauket, Long Island, New York, weighing 287 pounds, Mick Foley.
Well, we are 24 hours removed from Money in the Bank. We now know Antonio Cesaro has a guaranteed WWE Championship match for the next year. We also know that The Rock is still the WWE Champion, and on top of all of that, we also know that we have WWE Tag Team Champions in the face of the NWO's Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. I have a weird echo on my voice at the moment, and I don't know why that is. It's really loud echo, though. Oh well, I'll get over it. I don't really care. It's fine.
Accompanied by representing the new millennium from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing 192 pounds, Daniel Bryan.
I said it before, I say it again, Daniel Bryan absolutely hates it when everybody yells yes, so they do it louder and louder. But here tonight we're kicking things off on Raw with one of the most interesting events that came from last night's Money in the Bank event. That was the shocking attack from these two on Stone Cold Steve Austin, which removed him from the WWE Tag Team Championship match. Mick Foley was highly anticipating coming out that curtain, being Austin's partner. These two denied that. Apparently they jumped Foley in the back, and then they jumped Austin on his way to the ring, and completely ruined the tag team title match. And now we've got Hall and Nash as tag team champions, which apparently they're still not pleased with, even though they're the ones that caused it. So Mick Foley going to stand up for Austin tonight and face Daniel Bryan one-on-one. Sounds like a great match. Daniel Bryan disagrees. This is not going to be a great match. There we go. Daniel Bryan and Mick Foley. What is up with my voice right now? There's like a weird echo effect on it, and I don't know why. Hang on, I'm going to quickly reset my microphone. Is it still there? Oh my god, it's still there. What is that? Oh no, actually now it sounds normal again. Yeah, it sounds a little more normal. I think it's just a little bit of a delay on my mic all of a sudden. You know what, it's fine though. I've changed my recording settings again, so I'm hoping this still looks okay. I noticed in my on my other channel, not on this channel really, because this game's already kind of low quality. I mean, this is 720p bumped up to 1080, so it already looks a little low on the quality end anyway, but I noticed on a lot of my Pokemon Violet playthrough on my other channel that there's been like really jagged edges when there's a lot happening on screen. It looks really weird, like the sharpness looks too high. But when I'm playing the game, it looks nothing like that. So I changed my recording settings up, so I'm hoping this episode A doesn't get screwed up, and B looks alright. I just really want like videos that look nice and sound nice. I'm a bit of a is there a term for that? Like, because I know, like, you know, audiophile, when you have like high quality audio. Video file? I don't know. Like, I like both things to just be as high quality as they can be. No one's complained about it. No one has wrong with any of it. But it really bugs me, and then I get a little too fixated on trying to fix it. Anyway, Bryce Walker is at ringside here tonight for this match, which I think is going to play some kind of effect on how Daniel Bryan does in terms of success, and obviously Mick Foley is a little outnumbered here. I don't know if we'll see Austin tonight. I mean, that was quite the vicious collection of steel chair shots from the new millennia. So I'm not exactly expecting an appearance from Stone Cold tonight. We have a really interesting main event coming your way tonight, though. We've been told that we're going to be seeing Batista up against Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Batista said backstage last night, you know, on WWE.com interview, I don't feel like doing too many promos, I'm going to be honest. He said that now that the Money in the Bank didn't work out, he's just going to go ahead and say it. He wants The Rock in the main event of SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. He has waited long enough. The Rock has never answered his challenge. He's been attacked by The Miz. He's dealt with The Miz. He's sick and tired of waiting, and he wants The Rock at Money in the Bank. The Rock says, Batista, you've done nothing to prove that you deserve a shot at the WWE Championship. The reason that The Rock hasn't acknowledged Batista is because Batista is below The Rock as far as The Rock is concerned. And he says this with all due respect for Batista's previous accomplishments, but as of recent, The Rock has beaten everyone that Batista has stepped up and lost to, including both The Miz and Goldberg. So The Rock says that Batista's got to get in line and prove that he deserves a shot, and he is doing that here tonight. One man who has also got his sights set on the WWE Championship is Hulk Hogan. So in our main event tonight, oh, well, I stand corrected. Here he comes. Steel chair shots or not, Austin is here. Bryce, watch your back. This guy could tear you a new one. Oh no, Bryce, what are you doing? Don't do it. I know you're thinking about it. Don't put your hands on Austin. This is a regret you will not be able to live down. Yeah, just mind your own business. Act like an innocent manager. Don't touch that man. Don't go near that man. You are one of the bottom-ranked superstars on Raw. You've still got a ways to go. Daniel, has he even just realized Austin's here? He's having a hard time processing this. Oh, damn it. Oh, no. Mick Foley gave him plenty of time to think about it, though. Anyway, yeah, so Hulk Hogan, who's got his sights set on the WWE Championship as well. There's been no actual answer as to why they took out Brock Lesnar still. We don't really know what that's all about, whether that was, you know, maybe Hulk Hogan saying, no, I'm next in line for the WWE Championship. I don't know. But apparently they plan on taking Batista out here tonight. Hogan and Batista 1-1. This is not a contenders match. We have 5 weeks until SummerSlam. So there's plenty of time to find out who will be next in line for the WWE Championship. With Bryce, of course, now getting involved. Daniel Bryan able to reach the ropes, and Austin, oh no, Austin has shifted his attention to him. And here we go. We got 2 fights going on now. Austin has put his hands on the young Bryce Walker. Daniel Bryan has no idea this is going on. Oh boy. Bryce threw Austin into the ring. Maybe I'm underestimating him, you know. Maybe I'm underestimating him a little too much. Daniel Bryan, what are you doing? Got the bell lock applied on Mick Foley on the outside. He can't get a submission win out there, but I guess he just wanted an extra hurt. Foley, maybe he's trying to get a count out against him. I don't know. Question is this a sign of an allegiance between Austin and Mick Foley, or is this simply Austin trying to get revenge on the guys that took him out, as he is now in the ring ref? I mean, how do you officiate and take control of Stone Cold Steve Austin? Can't really get this guy under control, can you? Oh, Mick Foley got the mandible claw locked in. Daniel Bryan is down on the mat. Referee is focused. Bryce not really daring to do anything here. I mean, maybe with Austin in the corner there watching on, he doesn't want to. I don't know. Is there fear in Bryce right now? I mean, it might have to be, because I think Austin is taking it to him again on the outside. Roll up here by Daniel Bryan. This could be the finish. Nope. Foley turning things around. Well, it's a competitive way to kick off Raw here tonight. Cover it, and Bryce once again. Bryce Walker once again getting involved here. Foley has got Bryan down for what is evidently much more than a 3 count. I believe Austin has left the building. And Bryce has been kicked from ringside as well. This might still be enough. Daniel Bryan is having a hard time getting Mick Foley off of him right now. The shoulders are still down. Oh, nope, there you go. Bryan able to turn this one around. Bridging pinfall here by Daniel Bryan. And that's a kick out. What a way to kick off Raw. My God, this has been very... Oh, nope, there's Austin again. I think he was playing possum of some sort, trying to make Bryce think that he wasn't there anymore. He was just hiding out of view. Cover attempt, and Austin is in the ring. Austin, what are you doing? I'm surprised he hasn't hit a stunner on anyone at this point and just crashed the whole match. That feels more like something Stone Cold is known for doing. Well, these two are having a hard time beating one another. This is a very even match, believe it or not. Daniel Bryan and Mick Foley really bringing each other to their limit right now. Mick Foley is in control. This might be the end of the match. No, still a kick out from Daniel Bryan. This guy's got a lot of heart in him. Foley completely in control. I just wonder if Austin is still present. Oh no, here it is. The season 4 special. The season 4 special. It's got to be over. There it is. Yep. You don't ever finish a match in a good and satisfying way in season 4. If you can get a submission hold in, fuck the fans, fuck the good ending. It's time for a submission. And not a finisher submission. These two both specialize in submission finishes, the mandible claw and the label lock. So of course, it finishes in a chokeout from Mick Foley. Well, he got revenge for Stone Cold, whether Austin wanted it or not. He dedicated this match to who he's calling his buddy. Mick Foley is convinced that it is time for these two to be a tag team and that everything in life is pointing towards how these two should absolutely be pairing up right now to take care of the new millennia, to become the new tag team champions. Foley still wants that shot. Austin is still technically rightfully a contender to the WWE Tag Team Championships, and SummerSlam is 5 weeks away, so you never know. There's plenty of time for something to happen involving those championships if Austin is down for it. But that is all down to whether or not Austin is ever willing to team up with Mick Foley. I have no idea what the plan is for the Tag Team Championship going forward. Anyway, we carry on here tonight.
Making her way to the ring, from Houston, Texas, Kaitlyn.
Well, it was certainly a huge shock last week when Summer Rae finally competed on Monday nights and won the Divas Championship. And one woman who isn't too pleased with the outcome there is this one right here, Kaitlyn. She said she's been trying her hardest to get her hands on the Divas Championship for a long time and to kind of be cut in line by Summer Rae. Well, it was an open challenge, and Kaitlyn was banned from that open challenge, but with that being said, she still wants to get her hands on that championship, and now that there's a new goal, it remains the same for Kaitlyn, and that is to become the champion. She doesn't care who she has to go through, including Summer Rae.
And approaching the ring, from Raleigh, North Carolina, the Divas Champion, Summer Rae.
Well, it definitely came as a surprise. I mean, obviously, I knew going into that match Summer Rae was a big deal. We've seen her success over on Superstars. I don't believe she's ever actually suffered a pinfall submission loss so far, and now she's got the Divas Championship. She's got the whole world in her hands right now, so to speak. Like, she is untouchable. The dance partner of Fandango. Perhaps we should be calling Fandango the dance partner of Summer Rae. She seems to be doing a lot better than him. No offense to Fandango, by the way. He's doing great down on NXT, but, well, one's on NXT for a start. Summer Rae has done fantastic so far. I think with that championship, we're in for a good long reign, hopefully, after the couple short ones we've had. So now here we go, Kaitlyn. Oh, wow! This is someone that I don't believe Summer Rae has set foot in the ring with before. They might have had a match on Superstars back when they were both fresh faces. The thing is, these two both started around the same time, and they've kind of been on the opposite side of their win-loss records. Now, admittedly, recently, Kaitlyn has turned things around. But believe it or not, at one point, Kaitlyn was suffering loss after loss after loss. And I guess that's something that could maybe motivate AJ Lee. She has now found herself in that exact position where she's finally picked up a victory just a couple days ago on Superstars. She beat Brie Bella to finally end her losing streak. And again, that's someone else who has taken exceptional notice to Summer Rae. I mean, the thing is, when you get someone who just pops up into the scene and they win the Divas Championship, and that championship has very much been kind of held up by Kaitlyn and Lita. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Kaitlyn and Lita as competitors, as Divas champions, but it's been very much preoccupied and held by just those two back and forth going at it. To now see this new woman into the fray, similar to how Kaitlyn, just suddenly kind of was in the fray of things and very involved with the Divas Championship at one point. I think we're now starting to see kind of a transition, a new beginning for the Divas Championship, and I gotta say, I feel like these two could very well be the future of the Divas Championship. I believe in them. Kaitlyn taking it to Summer Rae, but a poke to the eye by Summer. Never really been one to play by the rules, but I mean, honestly, it's worked out so well for her. Who can blame her? As I said before, Summer Rae has been nothing but impressive so far since making her debut. I do wonder if we'll see any kind of appearance from Lita and Natalya. They've obviously been very tied up with Kaitlyn, and now Summer Rae thrown into the mix. You got to think maybe somewhere down the line, a tag match, a fatal four-way, anything like that. It's all very possible. Actually, I stand corrected. I do believe these two have shared a ring before. I believe the last time that Kaitlyn and Summer Rae shared a ring. I think Summer Rae beat Kaitlyn, and that came a week after I think the two were made to team up on Superstars, and Summer Rae walked out on Kaitlyn. So yeah, I do believe Summer has actually beat Kaitlyn before. I'm pretty sure they had a match following that walkout, but I'm pretty sure I do remember that. That is Summer Rae's only loss to date, is a tag match that she walked out of. Still counts as a loss in the win-loss column. It's just she didn't actually suffer the loss. I mean, technically she did, because she walked away from the match, which is handing a loss to yourself, really, but she didn't get beat. Neither got there by Kaitlyn. This could be Kaitlyn picking up another huge, momentous victory, but Summer Rae with a kick out. And this would be massive. Ooh, spear by Kaitlyn. She has pinned the former champions, Natalya and Lita, and now she's pinned the current champion, Summer Rae. Kaitlyn is building up a lot of momentum recently, as she just hands Summer Rae her first loss. And the thing is, I guess what Kaitlyn has proved here is you can't just barge onto the scene and beat the champion of flukes, Natalya. Sorry, that was mean. I gotta be honest, the Reigns have felt a little flukish though. You can't just beat Natalya and then just declare yourself the best, you know, saying you're rightfully champion because you won an open challenge. Kaitlyn is showing that, you know, had she answered that challenge, perhaps she would have been the current Divas champion. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for the Divas Championship. You know, we've got 4 very hungry competitors all facing off week in, week. Obviously, one of them is the champion, but they're all facing off week on, week out. This scene is really heating up, and that's great because SummerSlam is just around the corner.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, here comes a guy who was unfortunately unable to win the Money in the Bank briefcase last night. But here tonight, he gets a big opportunity to prove that he's still the better man than Mr. Money in the Bank, as Randy Savage goes one-on-one with Antonio Cesaro. Now midway point here tonight, Monday Night Raw. Following this, we got a big 6-man tag team match we saw a couple weeks ago here on Raw. The debut of, I believe it was Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose that competed in a tag team match against Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. They won that tag match. Well, coming up next, we've got 3-on-3 action. The former Cruiserweight champion Heath Slater finally partnering back up with his allies as he faces off against the entirety of the Shield and 3MB. 3-on-3, that's going to be a good match.
Accompanied by the All-American Jack Swagger from Switzerland, weighing 232 pounds, Antonio Cesaro.
It is a big deal to know that this guy has a guaranteed WWE Championship match for the next year. He can use it at any point up until next year's Money in the Bank event. Obviously, if he decides to carry it right up to the event, he can even cash it in on the same night of the Money in the Bank event. But after that, that will be the end of it for him, unfortunately. I don't think Cesaro is going to waste that opportunity, though. I think this is a very smart man. Maybe not quite as intelligent as Damien Sandow. But I think he's going to play it very similar to Sandow. I think you're looking at someone who's going to hold on that briefcase for as long as he sees fit, and he's going to pick just the right moment to cash in, and it's going to be a big deal, that's for sure. He's the uber-American. So we got Antonio Cesaro and Randy Savage. This is a big opportunity for Antonio Cesaro and Randy Savage, respectfully, because for Randy Savage, this is about proving that that was, you know, it was just because of the ladder match. It was the ladder match's fault that I lost. It had nothing to do with lack of skills or anything like that. It was the stipulation, and it was the timing being picked out. Of course, you got to think these two are very worn, though. Last night, they went through a 14-minute match, I believe. Very grueling Money in the Bank ladder match. The longest we've ever witnessed here in this universe. So that's definitely a big deal. Obviously, don't underestimate Randy Savage. Whatever you do, this guy is incredible in the ring. Both of these two are really. Of course, Cesaro's best buddy, Jack Swagger, has been giving him plenty of advice when it comes to Money in the Bank. Of course, those who don't remember or don't know, Jack Swagger is the first ever Money in the Bank winner in this here universe. He won it at the first WrestleMania, where we introduced the concept for the first time. Swagger had quite a disadvantage in a way, though, because, well, he didn't know this. I think, obviously, Swagger's would have been valid for a lot longer, but you see, Money in the Bank ended up becoming its own event. So if Swagger hadn't cashed in by that event, you got to think he probably would have been stripped of his briefcase a little quickly. I don't know. We would have had 3 Money in the Bank holders. Yeah, the powerhouse Antonio Cesaro. I gotta be honest, the guy's been on a bit of a downfall lately. I think that's something that he may need to focus on before he even considers cashing in that briefcase. I think he may want to consider, you know, building momentum back up for himself as best as he can. I think that should be his priority before he goes anywhere near the WWE Championship. Kind of similar to Chris Jericho over on SmackDown winning the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank contract. I feel like, you know, that's a guy who's really got to work on himself for a little bit before he thinks about cashing that in. Yes, Jericho is so slimy. I could see him cashing that in quickly. Getting too ahead of himself. Oh, I never did charge my controller after the last episode. That's alright. I'll put it on my USB adapter charger in a moment. Actually, I can do it now. I'm taking a bit of damage to you, Cesaro. Let's just make sure the controller doesn't die. He drops the elbow. Oh, why am I putting the... I meant to put the controller down! I want to just put it on the side and be like, go on then. Off you go to charge. Antonio Cesaro just stops functioning. I think he took a ladder shot a little too hard last night. A little barricade. I don't think that's happened, has it? Thankfully. I don't think they've had a Money in the Bank winner that's like gotten injured whilst holding the briefcase. I don't say that as like, oh, that would be cool. I say that as like, thankfully, I don't think they've had that happen. I mean, in a way, depending on how quickly they recovered, or if it was like a kayfabe injury, that could really work out. Because they could just be gone, and then, like, their return could be their cash-in. But I think they like to market the whole, you know, when they're going to cash in, it's going to be a big deal. However, attempt here by Savage and a kick-out. I'll tell you, Antonio clearly struggling a little bit for Swagger to feel the need to get involved. There's a big, kind of like a DDT into a suplex. That's an interesting move there by Cesaro. Really interested in our 6-man tag team matchup next. 3MB have lost a lot of momentum recently. Imagine being the ones to knock off the Shield. Ooh. Good move by Cesaro there. Here comes another great move by Cesaro. Ooh, deadlift and suplex. Cover attempt on Randy Savage. Is this one over? No. And Cesaro setting Savage perfectly up real fast for the neutralizer. Didn't waste any time on that one as he goes in for the cover. And Savage with a kick out. Savage has got a lot of fight in him still. I don't think Cesaro or Swagger like that very much. Slam down the arm. Oh, and Savage showing Cesaro how it's done. We saw that exact suplex from Cesaro just moments ago. Roll-up attempt here from Mr. Money in the Bank. Caught Savage completely off guard and he gets him. Not the most respected way in the wrestling industry to win your matches. But I mean, hey, Bret Hart did it and he's one of the most respected guys. The WWE just beat Rick Rude that exact way on SmackDown. Antonio Cesaro, desperation sunk in and he just thought, hey, roll up, just go for it, see if it works, and it did. Savage caught completely off guard and Mr. Money in the Bank. Oh, this is not a favorable crowd reaction here. They're not even booing him. They just don't care. Well, Antonio Cesaro is victorious as we move on to our next match here tonight. 3MB and the Shield. Two fan favorite trios. One has lost a lot of steam recently. The other has been picking it up pretty violently. I'm very interested in seeing if We could see an upset. I'm not confident in it, but we could. 3MB and the Shield up next.
The following six-man contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal.
Did he really not introduce them as 3MB? They don't have a call name that says, like, it's 3MB. The hell? Well, 3MB making their way to the ring here tonight, and obviously these guys started off Season 4 in a massive way. Well, they closed out Season 3 really in a massive way. They became the WWE Tag Team Champions, and the reason the titles are here on Raw, they defeated Edge and Christian, the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions in history, and the most successful by far. And ever since then, a lot of people say that they almost seem to goof around too much. They don't take themselves seriously enough. Like, obviously, you know, have as much fun as you want, enjoy yourself, but these guys seem to really take nothing seriously. And it now seems to be backfiring on them as they can't seem to pick up a win for their life. Drew McIntyre, believe it or not, if it weren't for 3MB as a team, he wouldn't even be competing here on Raw right now. He is literally the bottom guy on the entire Raw ranking system. And Jinder Mahal is really not far off of him. Heath Slater is the only one that's a little bit up there in the rankings. Admittedly, this is a match that should more so be taking place in Superstars. These guys haven't quite excelled beyond Superstars, but the tag division of Raw is exactly where they fit in, and that is why we're seeing them here on Raw. And they have been so impressive since their debut. These guys feel almost untouchable.
At a total combined weight of 699 pounds, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, The Shield.
There's one thing that is synonymous with 3MB though, it is the upset victory. So perhaps we could see that again here tonight. Maybe they could knock off the Shield. It's definitely not going to be easy. We've got two serious trios here, and obviously no one really knows enough about the Shield to say whether they're completely untouchable or if there is more to be seen from these. I believe this lag is actually the game, not my capture card, because I'm pretty sure this game has a hard time when there's 6 men in the ring. I think the PS3 in general did. The 360 version is definitely the superior version. I don't have a modded 360, and the only way to get the DLC these days is to have a modded console. They literally don't, it's not available. You can't buy it anymore, so it was the only way. I'd prefer a modded 360 any day. I think buying a modded 360 isn't even that expensive, because it's pretty sure from what I understand it's a hardwired mod with a 360, whereas PS3 you can do yourself just using like programs and stuff on the console, which is what I had to do. But the 360, a lot harder than that, because you actually have to open it up and mess with some stuff, which is why people just buy them already modded. And as I said, I probably should have, but I haven't, and I probably won't at this point. Yeah, the DLC is not available any other way, so that's why we're here. But obviously, it doesn't matter, because once we're done with this series, I'm done with the PS3 pretty much. Like, I don't think I'll be using it much anymore, because a lot of the stuff that's on the PS3 is on PC. PS3 emulation is something that is continuing to improve. It's pretty bad for this game still. Like, you can change the settings and make it decent, but I've seen videos of it, and like it still has a lot of performance problems, mostly visuals, which is obviously a big issue. So I wouldn't bother with that. But you know, we don't have too much longer of this left. I mean, I say that we're on June. No, we're on July. Season starts in April. Got 9 months of this left. We're a quarter of the way through this Universe series. It's weird because when SummerSlam comes up, I always feel like we're at the halfway point. I always feel like, oh, that's it, you know. Oh, now it's time to start counting down to the next one. No, it's not. It's really not. Honestly, there is still plenty more to go. We've done, there's 48 weeks in this game, because I'm not adding any weeks. I'm just going off of what the calendar in the game has. I'll be skipping over those weeks So, you know, if you're champion around those weeks, bonus weeks is champion. I think the weeks I'm skipping, I had a look at the calendar recently. I think there's like 2 weeks in October because there was a 6-week build for Hell in a Cell. And in real life, I mean. So I'll be skipping over that. I think there's I remember looking at them and I kind of mapped them all out and went, okay, yeah, those won't be a problem. I think there's a 6-week build to Hell in a Cell. I think there's like a 5 or 6 week build to Royal Rumble. There'll be like another week skipped there, and then I think like because I think it's like 1 week, and then there's like a 2-week one, because obviously there's 52 weeks in the year, but in the game there's only 48. I think the other 2 weeks are just before WrestleMania, because WrestleMania had a 7-week build, but in this universe it's gonna have a 5-week build. But I'll just skip over those weeks. I feel like that just works better than me like forcing in extra weeks. I don't need 52 weeks, to be honest. Like, if it's in future games, I don't actually know, but if it's in future games, I will roll with it. I will use all of the weeks in the game's calendar. But these games where they don't have a real calendar and they just have like this every month is 4 weeks long calendar, I'm just gonna go with that. That's good enough for me. I'm sorry if that disappoints anyone, but I feel like that just helps me get these series finished a little quicker at like a more satisfying pace too. Because a whole extra 4 weeks is a whole extra month worth, and sometimes I remember when I used to try and force those in, those extra weeks never really felt very fruitful. Like a 7-week build to WrestleMania from Elimination Chamber is so long. I feel like I'd be getting bored of the build to WrestleMania in between. I feel like 4 is like the sweet spot. You can sometimes have 5. Saying that though, the last SmackDown event was about 6 weeks ago, I think. The last like SmackDown exclusive event, it was Over the Limit? I think it was Over the Limit, because I think we've only done Extreme Rules, Over the Limit, and No Way Out. And I think it was Over the Limit, and the next one is SummerSlam, and then after that is Night of Champions, which is another Raw event. SmackDown gets Hell in a Cell, and then it's the Survivor Series, and then I think Raw gets TLC. Yeah, I think that's right. The headlock driver there by Dean Ambrose as he goes in for the cover here on McIntyre. Almost. The Shield were very quick to be at the assist there to make sure that they got the victory. But Drew McIntyre, you know, he's got a lot of fight in him still. I hate seeing the downfall of 3MB, I'll be honest. You know, I never really had the most faith in Jinder Mahal as an individual. I do feel like he's improved quite a bit. I feel like 3MB has actually benefited Jinder Mahal. I feel like his alliance with Khali, his brother, believe it or not, was actually worse for him, even though it's his brother. I feel like they've both been more fruitful since separating. But, I hate seeing the you know, how lower down Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre have become. Slater recently losing his Cruiserweight Championship to Kofi Kingston. Kofi now joins Zack Ryder in being a 4-time Cruiserweight Champion. That title has been very historic with those two. Slater not too far behind though. He is a 3-time Cruiserweight Champion himself. But obviously that title has changed hands quite a bit recently, so I'm hoping that we get a much longer reign from Kofi Kingston. Much like how I hope we get a longer reign from Summer Rae. I'm not a big lover of 300+ day reigns all the time, non-stop, but I would definitely like to see some reigns that are longer than some of the ones we've had. I think even, honestly, Yokozuna and Tensai's reign came to an end a little too quickly there, personally. So I'm hoping, you know, Hall and Nash will have a great reign too. Dean Ambrose, a controller. Big chop there. Very aggressive. That is the Shield's way, though. I feel like Dean has really been in this match a long time, as has Drew. I feel like 3MB and the Shield could both benefit from a tag out here, to be honest. And there we go. Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins are in the ring right now. Boy, this would make for a great NXT Championship match in another world. I've never actually seen that match. I have no idea if it's any good. I just know that that's the inaugural NXT Championship match as a tournament final. I remember being like convinced that Jinder Mahal was going to win that. I remember I read the dirt sheets back then. I don't read them anymore. I absolutely hate the dirt sheets. I feel like they ruin wrestling. I feel like all that like backstage like info and stuff and like spoilers and stuff, it just ruins it. There's nothing to really enjoy if you already know everything that's going on. And obviously knowing all the backstage like politicking and stuff, well, a lot of that is he said, she said. There's no actual like, confirmation of some of the stuff that goes on there. You know, like the fucking Vince and Triple H bullshit everyone keeps bouncing between every week. This episode sucked, it was Vince. This episode was great, it was Triple H. one match result that nobody likes. Well, that's it, Vince is back, buried. But like Triple H wins something and they're like, yeah! I mean, sorry, like something they like happens, they're like, yeah, God bless you, Triple H, I love you. Why do you care? Why do you care who's writing the show? Just, you know, watch it or don't. Like what's happening or don't like it. If you don't enjoy the current storyline and stuff going on, take a break. Come back when it's better. You can read about it. That's what I do. I read the results. I don't ever watch the shows. I follow the W Twitter and it tells me everything that happens. That's all I do. I don't watch any shows. I watched a few pay-per-views. I haven't watched one in a little while actually. I don't watch the they don't even call them pay-per-views anymore. Premium live events. It just sounds shitty. PLEs. I know why they call them that. It's because they're not pay-per-view anymore. You get a membership for the like, network or Peacock and you can watch as much as you want. So the name didn't really make sense anymore. I get it. I just don't like PLE. It doesn't sound right. Yeah, I watch those from time to time. I don't watch the weekly shows. I read about them. Sometimes the stuff sounds good. Sometimes I go, oh, that sounds like an alright one. I mean, the most recent episode of Raw, as of like when I'm recording this, sounded alright. That happened just last night when I'm recording this, and it sounded alright. I don't have any issues with it. Sliced bread by Seth Rollins. Rubber attempt here. And, oh. But yeah, I'm back when I used to read the dirt sheets. Because that's the problem with dirt sheets, right? Is they kind of influence your opinion. You start getting smart mentality and you start just going with what everybody else online is saying. So like the tournament final for the NXT Championship, it came down to Jinder and Seth, and I was like, oh, Seth better win. I had never seen Seth Rollins in my life before. But because of fucking smart mentality and just reading stuff online, and everyone being like, oh, Jinder sucks, Seth is great, Seth better win, I just rolled with it. And that's why dirt sheets are bad. In my opinion. They can probably be fine, but I don't know. I had a feeling this match was going to take really long. That's okay, honestly, I don't mind a good showing from both teams. I don't even mind if the Shield lose. They are still newbies. I know a lot of people are like, Shield buried. Shield buried. They're never coming back from this loss. Oh, good showing means that nobody is buried. This is actually doing wonders for 3MB right now. They have not looked great for a while, and they're looking real good right now. Perhaps they just needed Heath Slater back in the ring. Maybe the pairing of Jinder and Drew just didn't really work out as well. They can work with Slater, but those two, as just the two, well, they're missing their key ingredient. Maybe Heath Slater is the key. I mean, remember, it was Heath Slater that won the tag team titles with Drew McIntyre. Great. Love me a 2K14 hot tag. Samoa drop by Roman Reigns. Following this, we've got that big main event. Hulk Hogan and Batista. 1-on-1. Good, you know what? I really need to drink coffee more often. This is the most like alive I've felt recording one of these episodes in like forever. Sometimes I just feel like really dead when I'm doing them and I'm just kind of rolling with it. And I think it's just really hot today too. I shouldn't be this... not energetic, but just like more feeling it than I am. I'm normally a bit lethargic when it's really hot, but yeah, I think honestly, Gotta drink coffee more often when I'm feeling a bit lower, I think. Good old caffeine addiction, that'll get you going. Take down a Jinder Mahal. Seth Rollins could get the disqualification here, but he gets out of the ring. Good choice. Cover attempt by Roman Reigns. Of course, here comes 3MB and Dean Ambrose. Naturally. Headlock here by Roman Reigns and reversal by Jinder. Back and forward. Oh, forearm. Roman Reigns might be out. No, he's in control right now. What are you talking about? Up, big right hand, and now Roman Reigns taken down by Jinder Mahal. Yep. And they're picking Roman up, and here comes that finisher move of Jinder Mahal. This will be huge if he could pin Roman Reigns, and 3MB could get this victory over the Shield here tonight. Well, they are being held off, and oh, Roman Reigns still able to kick out by himself there, though. These newcomers, the Shield, they have arrived on the scene and they have shown exactly how hard they can go. Wonder if we'll ever see them challenge for the tag team titles. Right now, it seems like championships aren't even a priority to the Shield. They're just focusing on making people know who they are. They're doing a great job of that. Here we go. Here's the end. Never mind. Seth and Dean very quick to the save there. That would have been the end. I can guarantee you that would have been the finish. Jinder Mahal seems like he's the strong point in the... Oh, never mind. Big shit. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. I really thought that spear was going to be the finishing point, but nope. He has a spear. That looked like a spear. Belly to belly drops down Jinder Mahal. There we go. There's your finish. There it is. Grab the nerve. Win the match. Okay, never mind. And Reigns holding that head. Takes down Jinder Mahal. Cover attempt here. Is this going to be enough to put Jinder Mahal away? This could go the whole 30 minutes, honestly. I don't know. I got a feeling, you know. Off the ropes. And another... He has done so many of those. Shout out to The Rock every time. Put down by Jinder Mahal. Now Jinder. Looking Roman in the single leg Boston Crab, and his partner's right there to back him up. Make sure this match just keeps on going. Roman Reigns, belly to belly takedown of Jinder Mahal. The cover attempt, is this going to be enough? No. Alright, we've got another tag in now, Seth Rollins. Where has he gone? Seth going straight for Slater. An interesting choice. But he got his back turned on Jinder Mahal. Another attempt. Could this be the win for 3MB? No. Regarding tag team matches, I've been told that apparently Yokozuna and Tensai are not waiting on invoking their rematch clause. They are livid at losing the tag team titles. They are not waiting till SummerSlam. Next week on Raw, the WWE tag team titles will be on the line. Yokozuna and Tensai in their rematch against Scott Hall and Kevin Nash for the WWE tag team championship. They say they weren't prepared. They didn't even know that was who they were going to be facing. They do now, and they will beat them to get those tag titles back next week. We'll see about that. Cover attempt by Roman Reigns as a 2. And that would have been a huge way to have lost there, as McIntyre kind of stumbled into Slater. Would have cost them the match. And the tag mate... Why is he choking out Dean Ambrose? Okay, well, here we go. Now we're down to Seth Rollins and Heath Slater. They're both very worn out. Everyone's very tired. I'm tired. We're all tired. Suplex. Seth Rollins into a cover on Slater. Just a 2 count once again. This one keeps on going. And here we go. The stretchy. It's the stretchy. Goodbye, Heath Slater. There you go. The stretchy gets the job done. That was not a 1, 2, 3. That was a submission. Not every day you see a 17-minute match on Raw. And, I think the game's screwed up. I think this is supposed to be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose beating down Drew McIntyre. My God, insult to injury to Drew McIntyre. They even put Seth Rollins' hair and outfit on Drew. Real insult to injury. My goodness, the Shield are relentless. Why do I never change these miniatures? I don't know, I just always forget.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the New World Order, weighing 280 pounds, Hollywood, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan set to face off against Batista here tonight. This should be an interesting match. I feel like this is definitely a first time. This is not a contenders match for the WWE Championship, but these are two people that have got their sights set on it. I told other superstars that have their sights set on a match with The Rock for the WWE Championship. Of course, The Miz wants another opportunity. He wants to be able to prove that he can beat The Rock. And of course, we've also been told, of course, Goldberg says he's got some unfinished business with him. So I don't know what the series matches we'll be having over the weeks will be. But we have been told there is going to be a lot of thought and a lot of matches over the next 5 weeks to determine who is the rightful contender for the WWE Championship. Right now, one man I'm rooting for is Batista, but I will say, unfortunately, I don't like admitting this, The Rock, as harsh as his words were, they are very fair, they are very true. Batista really hasn't been on much of a streak recently. In fact, the record books show that his most recent match, he lost the Money in the Bank ladder match. He also lost the four-way match. No, he wasn't even in the Money in the Bank ladder match. What am I saying? He lost that four-way qualifier match to Cody Rhodes. So he's got a lot to kind of right if he wants to be the WWE Champion. Right now, this guy does not scream top contender, unfortunately. And that hurts me to say. Batista, I think this guy had a lot of potential to be WWE Champion. But just right now, I don't know that that's anywhere near where he should be.
And approaching the ring from Washington, D.C., weighing 290 pounds, the Animal, Batista.
But I almost kind of respect and understand what The Rock has done here tonight and kind of going forward for Batista. He says, if you want to prove that you're a contender, beat the people I put in front of you. Prove to me and everybody else that you deserve a shot at my title, because right now you don't. And here tonight, this is definitely one of the top contenders in the past for the WWE Championship, and right now with the NWO in the state that they're in. They recently took out Brock Lesnar. Admittedly, it was 3-on-1. This could be exactly the challenge that Batista needs to prove to the world that he deserves to be in contention for that championship. So here we go, Batista and Hulk Hogan. Big main event here tonight. Two top contenders in the past for championships. Hogan admittedly never held a championship here in this universe. This could be his road to redemption for that. What a diabolical state the NWO have been in recently. In terms, not in a bad way. I mean, diabolical as in what they've been doing. These guys have become more lethal than ever. Taking out Brock Lesnar last Monday, taking the tag team championships just last night, kicking Shawn Michaels out of the group, putting him on the injured list. Get tossed there by Hogan, and he has taken control of Batista very quickly here. So yeah, at SummerSlam, there isn't a bigger sounding match in my mind than Batista and The Rock for the WWE Championship. But I said before, he's not right now a threat to The Rock. And that's exactly the kind of opponent The Rock needs on a stage that big. Truthfully, I feel like Brock Lesnar and The Rock would be a massive match for the WWE Championship. I feel like that challenge that was issued last week, if it weren't for the NWO, perhaps that would have been accepted. Perhaps we would have seen that. Obviously, we haven't seen The Rock since he lost that Hell in a Cell match to Batista at Extreme Rules, but you got to think, barring that loss to Batista both at Extreme Rules and at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar has always been a dangerous and destructive individual, former World Heavyweight Champion. I wouldn't exactly say he lost much momentum after losing that World Heavyweight title to Triple H back in January either. I do wonder You know, when Brock Lesnar comes back, how hard are the NWO going to pay for what they did? I think that was about making a statement. I don't even know if that was about the championship. I think that was just about proving a point. Brock Lesnar was taking eyes off of the NWO by making his huge return, and they wanted to let it be reminded to the rest of the world that they are still here, and they are a threat, and you will acknowledge them. And they've done a good job so far of that. A lot of people, NWO fans and the NWO alike, have blamed Shawn Michaels on their past failures, on the fact that they could never get their hands on the WWE Championship. They say now that Scott Hall's in the group is complete. It's missing the piece it was missing all along. Interesting enough, Hulk Hogan was recently approached and questioned on that, and he would not comment on the Brock Lesnar attack. But when he was questioned about how he feels about the NWO Blue over on SmackDown, their recent shortcomings, 6 losing the Cruiserweight Championship, Hennig getting destroyed by Mark Henry just a couple nights ago on SmackDown, Hogan got visibly angry. He said, I do not want to talk about those boys. They know what they're doing, and they know what they need to work on. So I'm very interested in finding out if there's going to be any consequences down the line for those guys. They're really not doing great right now. Fans did not like that. The crowd went silent as Hogan kind of told them to shut up there. Oh, he's getting all worked up. He's getting motivated. Batista can't believe his eyes. Hulk Hogan. Big boot. He's coming off the rope for that leg drop, and Batista moved out of the way. That is a hard landing for Hulk Hogan. Kick to the midsection straight off of the missed leg drop. Batista bomb to the NWO's leader, Hulk Hogan. Covered dead center of the ring. Batista picking up a massive victory here tonight. Batista victorious here tonight. Looks like he's going to help up Hogan. Is that really a good idea? Oh, no. I told you, that didn't seem like a good idea. Hogan bitter in his loss. Stomping down Batista, mouthing off now. After the low blow, Hogan. Oh, come on now. Hogan. They're going to grab a steel chair. What is he going to do here? Batista, this guy's had enough troubles as it currently is. Going to stomp down on him. Whoa, Shawn Michaels! What the hell? How did Hogan know he was there? His music didn't even start playing. We haven't seen this guy since he was kicked out of the group back at No Way Out. Shawn Michaels going straight for Hogan. And he's taking him out. Hogan dumped out of the ring. Wow, I think Batista owes Shawn Michaels big time right now. Wow.